Sir, you come from Linden, which has not been traditional PPP. How do you convince them that they should vote for the PPP?
Well, Linden, as you mentioned, is a PNC stronghold. Linden has voted overwhelmingly for the PNC. From the very first election, if I'm to follow the history until now, we have made inroads in Linden some years back. It is our intention to continue working politically in Linden, and if not for this election, by the next election, make greater inroads into Linden. Linden will be a special place if you have a prime minister coming from Linden.
But they had Sam Hines for many years.
Yes, well, you had Sam Hines that came from Linden, yes, and I think during the time of Sam Hines, in all fairness to him, he did a lot of work, a lot of political work, and I think we had at least one seat from with the PPPC from Linden sometime in the past. I think we could regain ground in Linden.
The, politics is not like when you're in the GDF.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of mudslinging that comes with it. Mm-hmm. You've seen some of that yourself already.
Yes.
How do you deal with it?
Well, as I said, the mudslinging is there, but I have to remain focused. My focus is to campaign and work with the PPPC towards winning the next election. There will be mudslinging. We know the society that we live in. Okay? Personally, I am not going to get involved in the mudslinging. I'm going to remain focused. Let them bring the mud on.
But wouldn't it bother your family?
Well, my family is prepared. I have adult children, and I have a wife who's my tower strength, and they're prepared for whatever comes during this election period. They're well briefed, they're well prepared. They're all behind me.
What makes Irfan Ali a good presidential candidate?
Irfan Ali is young, Irfan Ali is educated, Irfan Ali is tested. He was the most, as far as I'm concerned, the most successful Minister of Housing we've had in this country from independence to now.
Why do you think the PPP will return to power after the March 2nd elections?
I think the PPP will return to power simply because there are a lot of expectations from the coalition government. And if you check their manifesto, if you check whatever plan and promises they made for a better life in Guyana, we have not achieved that. If you go to any rally and you ask the people, any part of Guyana, including their supporters, simple question, are you better off today than you were before the 11th of May 2015? And you will get a resounding no. We've lost a lot of jobs in Guyana. By figures, I think they say some 30,000 jobs, right? We know that business has slowed down in Guyana. Just talk to the private sector, right? And in terms of investment, I don't think we've been able to attract the amount of investment outside of oil and gas that we should have had by now, had the coalition been able to realize their plans for Guyana.
At the start you said you were attracted to the PPP's policy. I wondered if you could point to one or two things that really jumps out at you.
Youth and jobs. The PPP is all about creating jobs. As you notice, our presidential candidate mentioned 50,000 jobs over the next 5 years. That's a big one. Education. We want to move towards free education over the next 5 years, not right away as soon as we get into power, but by the end of the 5 years, we would have attained free education in Guyana. Housing, we were going to go back and reinvigorate the housing process. I think we've really, you can check the stats, right? There's less house lots that were allocated to Guyanese over the last 5 years than the previous 5 years. The last 5 years of the PPP and this 5 years of the coalition. Just check the stats and you see that we have really stepped back or slowed down in terms of delivering house lots to the people. And affordable house lots, that is. All right? And these are some of the areas that we got to work on. We'll work with the private sector, right, to improve the whole business climate in Guyana, to attract investment, foreign direct investment for Guyana. We will reverse many of the taxes. I mean, it's unconscionable to put a tax on drinking water in Guyana. That is one that we will remove. Okay, we have tax on drugs, right? Poor people paying tax on drugs. Poor people who are saving their money to send their children to private schools or some form of private education, they now have to pay tax on that. We will remove those taxes.
You're sure the PPP will win?
I'm certain come the 2nd of March, the PPP will win this election.
Thank you very much.
And I will be your next Prime Minister.
Thank you very much.